Don't know how far down this place goes, but you can bet that damn artifact is all the way at the bottom.
This is not the time to reconnect with your ancestors.
Can't hide from me now.
I didn't know the wall was loaded.
Who invited the 12-foot tall cattle bruh?
Get up. No one's gonna carry you out of this pit.
Memories of a nightmare, buried deep in the hush of the place.
Let's now watch this trailer for my first time reaction. So here we go from the spawn, going into the tunnels here. This is the first door of the map. He mentioned about the Sentinel Artifact.
This is not the time to reconnect with your ancestors.
Okay, I'm loving the vibe so far. Just the detail, the zombie models.
Can't hide from me now.
Okay, so this is obviously depth perception, showing we all know what depth perception does. Okay, we got the trap. I'm loving the fact that Treyarch have really good traps in this game. Oh, look at that. Oh, vermin and the EMZ. Okay, the amalgam, the staff. Is that a new attack? They're spinning it around. Okay, there's the healing ability. And look at that pap camo.
Memories of a nightmare.
Oh my god, there's so many details. I'm gonna need to break this down. Okay, let's go frame by frame. So obviously this is the spawn room. We've seen it all before. We can see that just above the word call, we have the portal that will take us into the first part of the map. And as we can see, no time wasted at all. We are shown that door, and as we get closer, it sort of just evaporates and we get shown it into the first area of the map.
Damn artifact is all the way at the bottom.
And we hear Weaver mention about the artifact being right at the bottom. So that sort of confirms the journey that they're going on and that they need to go to the bottom of the tomb to get the Sentinel Artifact. How does he know that? I don't know. Maybe he's already got some info prior, but as we go through, we get to see the zombie models, which look awesome. And when I first watched this trailer, I thought that they had red glowing eyes, but I'm like, yeah, they definitely don't. They're just normal yellow. But yeah, the zombie models are amazing. There's quite a few different colors that we're seeing throughout. So as we look there, we can see that we got the purple of the ether chandeliers in the top right. So that's an interesting like new trap that we see that you have to actually shoot. As we go from the next room, you can see our first sort of different teleporter door. So we've got the red circular one. Then we've got this triangular one, which looks like the Modern Warfare Zombies Dark Ether portals, but that's emitting like a yellowy green, and it looks a bit like Revelations. You also have the reflection of where it's going to take you to, which makes me question if this is going to be a static sort of like from one place to the next, like that will always take you to where it's showing, or if it can change, because this is a bit like Nacta and Toten, and then all the different doors which took you to the different areas of Revelations, which is really interesting. And that one's green instead of red. Going frame by frame, we've got a wall by there. Interesting, we got another one of those dark ether lanterns that emit the purple light. We get to see, so if we look over here to the left, we can see that there is another one of those doors, which is different from the one that they entered in originally. So this is a completely different room, another room that they've gone through, and shows that there is some sort of double entrance. Maybe you got the staircase there, but then we've got this portal, which is emitting like a yellowy green, and it looks a different shape as well, sort of a diamond-esque shape. Sort of, let me know. That's interesting. But we've got the lighting here of the red lanterns. We've got that light emitting. We've also got the purple of the dark ether lantern traps as well. This looks to be quite an open area, which I'm excited about because it's quite a small map, but that looked quite open. Then we get to see in action these new traps. So you shoot them and it emits like fire, right? Like purple flame. We don't really get to see too much of it. The fact they're showing so much of it almost makes me think they could be tied to a Easter egg step. There's definitely some importance with this trap because we look at the power trap in Citadelle. That was part of the Easter egg, right? It was a really OP trap. This kind of looks like it could be on that same par, but here we go. Obviously, we get to see the new Death Perception perk returning from Black Ops Cold War. We all know what this does. It outlines zombies through walls. You can see it's really good for this map in terms of the fact there's quite a lot of tall walls. You'll be able to see them from quite far distances, which is interesting. See if we can break down any details throughout this. We see Maya running here. We get to see, again, the zombie models just below my face cam, how awesome that looks. And we can see, looks like a dark ether crystal there on the left. It's purple. See quite a few of those. I'm intrigued if there's any relevance or importance to them. And then we get to see a plinth that looks like it has a slot for a cylinder. Either that's a shape that they've just engraved, or that is actually like something that was slot into the rock. But throughout the trailer, we get to see quite a few different sort of plinths that are interesting. So let's see. You get to see another trap, which looks awesome. And again, really happy to see Treyarch really sort of putting in a ton of effort with unique traps throughout the Black Ops 6 maps. Okay, so this is, oh, look at this for an open area. This looks amazing. But if we just go back a few frames, we can see we've got another one of those plinths, which looks to have a crystal, which later on in the trailer, we actually see an item being slotted in that sort of opens a door. So potentially it's already been used for the players to get to this section. I don't know, but as we go through, look at that. That looks amazing. If we go back a little bit, we can see we've got an LMG wall by there. It looks like the sort of path in the middle that the characters are on, if you follow that down, it leads to like a dead end. And that almost looks like, it looks a little bit like a waterfall. There's water coming from higher up that's dropping down there. Then we've got pathways on the left here. Pathway on the right just below. You get to see another purple crystal there. There's another purple crystal there. We've got an ammo mod machine, an interesting like plinth in the center there, and then we also have what looks to be a perk machine, potentially like speed cola or something, and a ammo box there. Let's continue on. So we get to see the confirmation of vermin. We got to see that very briefly in the very short gameplay trailer that we saw a few days ago. We get to see vermin confirmed. It looks like it's a vermin round. We've got that green sort of atmospheric cloud going on. So that confirms the vermin rounds are coming. But let's see. Is it just vermin, or is there a zombie? It's hard to tell. It almost looks like there's a bit of a zombie there. But we also have the EMP mimic, the EMZ mimic, which we saw in MWZ. Is confirmed to be pretty much the same, which it will like stun you and literally like give your HUD a little bit of like a shake up where some things will disappear for a second. So as we go through this shot here, you can see we're still in what looks to be that central portion that we saw moments ago. So that it almost looks kind of open as well. Get to see zombies and vermin. You can see the staticky electric shock appearing on the sides of the screen as it's following the player. Interesting, there's also a zombie type that looks like it has security on its back there, like Janus security. Very interesting to see. Let's see, we get to see our good old friend Carver there holding one of the new weapons, taking down this zombie. But look, you can see the little pillars here, which could be reminiscent of the pillars from the Citadelle boss fight, with the textures matching, a little bit of a crazy place sort of vibe going on. As you see here, taking out the zombies, we can see we have the amalgam back, which I know a lot of people aren't fans of seeing. Let me know if you're a fan of seeing the amalgam back. I don't know. I'm not too sure yet. We'll see in practice how much they spam them. But here we get to see Maya spinning around the ice staff. And in the back, you can see a red portal. And almost looks like zombies are... Either this is just for trailer effects, but you can see some of the zombies there. And this looks like a really tall zombie facing away, looking towards the portal almost. But she's spinning it round. And then she plants it down. And I'm intrigued if this is a new... like ultimate ability of it, because it's the same animation as the Staff of Ra from Black Ops 4's Origin, Black Ops 4's Chaos, sorry. But like it plants down and causes a bubble shield, but Treyarch have intentionally cut it right at the very moment that we would see this effect. So unconfirmed potential new ability there with the ice staff. Let's see, does it have its charged shot? We go forward, we see she definitely charged up a shot, and yep, that has frozen a ton of zombies. Let's see, how many zombies did that freeze? We can see we've got like 1, 2, we've got about maybe 10. You can see that most of them all freeze. Some just instantly are taken out because they were previously frozen. So that kind of looks, that is definitely a charged shot. Is it the upgraded charged shot though? Let's see. I don't think it is, because that would leave like a long-lasting spinning sort of blizzard. So maybe that new sort of spinning animation and the planting of the staff is the new version of a charged shot. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, but let's see. Let's see, that looks fantastic. We also see a statue right there in the middle, so that confirms what that is. Almost looks a bit like an amalgam. That's probably going to have some importance, but it's a bit hard to see right now. Then as we can see, we see zombies hopping down from pretty high up areas there. To give an idea of the height in this space, we also see a zombie off to the right that's sort of being illuminated by a torch or lantern of some sorts. And then we see Carver down, and then the player uses the origin staff there to revive them, which confirms probably with left on the D-pad, you will be able to spin the staff around and revive people instantly, which is awesome to see that feature back, which is really good. And also, my face cam's sort of blocking it, but there's a weird sort of slot in the statue, plinth in the middle, that could house something. That's interesting.
No one's gonna carry you out of this pit.
Okay, and oh, this is really interesting. So this might be right at the beginning of this area, but look at what is inserted to open the door here. That looks like the amulet from Citadelle Daymore. We've got the amulet, and we have to use the power of the amulet in order to open up these portals. And this one clearly opens into the Dark Ether, which Maya steps into. See that red color there. We get to see a look at the Pack-a-Punch camo on the PPSH, and that looks incredible. We've seen already from the blog that there are several different colors of this Pack-a-Punch camo, but it's the Origins camo, just slightly remixed and reworked. And just look at the visuals here in the background. That looks so good. And as we pan up there, the details that we need to know are two big ones here. The first is that the sort of sharp edges here on each of those look very reminiscent of the mound from Origins. And there's 4 of them as well, so it looks exactly like that in terms of where the original mound and shape of the Pack-a-Punch machine would be. But if you notice really carefully, under that big mushroom, you can see the effects of the Pack-a-Punch machine. So the Pack-a-Punch machine is confirmed to be in the Dark Ether, which confirms that from a guided perspective, we will be guided on opening the rest of the map to get to Pack-a-Punch, and then the rest, it will be left up to us. But that skybox is beautiful. But this also makes us question, is this a bit of a Liberty Falls situation where that also led us to the Pack-a-Punch, which was in the Dark Ether in the church? And is this the only Dark Ether section we're going to get? Because from first impressions from this trailer, it looks a little bit small, but we'll just have to see. But also very interesting, what is this in the middle? This shape looks really, really interesting. I can't quite make out what it is at this moment in time, but the plants, the mushrooms, these almost could also be prima materia. I've seen a lot of people speculate that as well. And the crystal there as well, that could also be something. And at the end, we get a quote from the sort of main character that's going to be guiding us through echoes of the Easter egg. So let's hear him. This is Sir Archibald.
Memories of a nightmare, buried deep in the hush of the place.
Memories of a nightmare buried deep in the hush of the place. It's such an ominous way of ending the trailer there with one of the quotes, but we're going to be potentially seeing him as a ghostly whisper, and he's going to hopefully be leading us through the Easter egg, a little bit like what we saw with the Shangri-La Easter egg with Brock and Gary, where we got to sort of hear their adventures in the map. We might be able to see and hear Archibald's experiences going through this map. But very cool trailer, very short, only 59 seconds, and obviously they don't want to reveal too much, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and this reaction and breakdown. Hopefully you learned something new. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section if you are hyped. We're going to be hunting this Easter egg the moment it goes live next Tuesday, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, drop it a thumbs up. I'd really, really appreciate that. And yeah, very exciting times. This map is only a few days away. Let me know what you think.